up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our national factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without thanks. How are you doing wherever you are? I encourage you to live your life greatly. Okay, so I'm going to my barber, and I want to share with us this because one guy came to my post, the video I made yesterday about God. You know, I always talk about God, but the video I made yesterday, it touched the guy somehow, so he commented in defense of God. You remember the video, right? Where I talk about understanding God. So, you know, I try to spend time to explain whatever I'm sharing with us so that, you know, people that really care for the truth, we just understand it. You don't need to question what you understand. You only question what you don't understand or what you believe. So it's common sense, you know, because when you watch that video, understanding God, it's obvious. Because the people that gave us that God, they don't care about that God like that. They only use it for politics, you know, to achieve their aim. Just as they dump that God on us and make us let them take our land, take our gold, take our oil, take our diamonds, the real God. Then they gave us the imaginary God. So but when you look at their life, they are not living by that God. They are not living by the book they gave to us. For example, they tell us to forgive, you know, to forgive and forget, or forgive our enemies, or love our enemies. But they don't love their enemies. They don't forgive anyone that offend them. America, for example, when they say that Osama bin Laden bombed the Twin Tower, did America say, okay, we forgive you? They pray, and God directed their president or maybe whoever is leading them to say, okay, we're forgiving you because if there is no sin, there will be no forgiveness. No, they didn't do that. So what did they do? Boom, they went after it. That's how Afghanistan came about, which they left this year. You see, so for about 20 years, they were fighting their enemies. Yeah, but Africans won't do that. Africans love their enemies. Africans hate themselves because they have that God. It's God problem in us, among us. So the person commented, he said that, you know, God created the soul, blah, blah, talking about how, you know, the bullshit he kept talking, God this, God that, the soul, that, this, that. I said, okay, because many people that believe in God actually believe that. But you're supposed to know that it's just a myth. When you're talking about a spirit in you or a spirit in somewhere, it's a myth. So it's not real. So some people call it spirit, some people call it soul. But if you really want to know what is spirit or soul is, it's person. It's not a imaginary being you cannot see. No, spirit is a person. Soul is a person. But theists, or people that believe in God, they believe there is soul because they taught them that there's heaven they will go when they die. So this body will rotten, but the spirit will depart. You hear what he's saying? And even when they read that book, they should know that that book didn't say they know what they were talking. No, he said, what makes you, what gives you advantage over animals? What makes you think you are better than animals? That's Ecclesiastes chapter 3. He said, you don't know whether your spirit will go up or the spirit of animal will go down. He said, who knows? So it's a question. They don't know. Nobody, it's a made up. Anybody that is talking about spirit or soul, after the spirit will go somewhere or that, they don't know what they're saying. It's just a mythology. It's made up. It's like folklore or fairy tale. People made it up because they can't explain it, but it's simple. Where are you going when you die after death? After life, where are you going? The same place you were before you were born or you were conceived. That's where you're going. You're returning home. And where were you before you were conceived and born? On the earth. You were in the earth. You came from the earth. You are earthly. You can never be spiritual. You can never be spiritual, no. You can never be religious. You are earthly. That's where the sperm that formed you, that started you, were eating from the earth. It did not come from heaven. So you are not going to heaven after you die. It did not come from hell. So you are not going to hell after you die. It came from the earth, and that's where they bury you when you die. If there is heaven, no holy person will be buried on earth. They'll be buried in heaven. I think that's the next topic I will discuss with us today. I will title it Poor Holy People, because some people think they are holy, you know, and they don't want to be poor. So I will make that video. So before you tell somebody that, okay, you are going to heaven when you die, or this, or you don't know, you say, where will you be when you die? Where will you go when you die? It's simple. Where were you before you were born? Oh, somebody asked me, do you know what happened when you die? After, you say, no, those people that went to bed and they didn't wake up, did they choose to die? You know, I said the same thing that happens when you go to, when you were born. You did not choose to be born. You can't choose to be born, you can't choose to die. No. That's talking about natural death and natural birth. You can't choose that. It's a natural thing to happen. So you don't say because it happened, it's evil, or because it happened, that means you don't know why it happens, then you must believe there is God. There is God, there is no. So this person said that, he says soul. I said, okay, can you tell me where soul is located in your body? Then the silly thing they will say again. He said, oh, soul cannot be seen. Soul is a mystery. When the Creator created it, the Creator, oh, so you know that the Creator created it. Okay, so please, can you tell me where that Creator is, and can you tell me the date and how that Creator created soul? You can't. There's nobody that can answer that question, because it's a myth. It's not something we're supposed to be discussing about if they didn't force all this belief system on us. The reason why you see us discussing about whether there is God or not, whether there is heaven or hell or not, is because they force us something that is against nature, something that is against humanity. They force it on us. The worship of God, the belief in God, those things are against nature. That's why we are struggling to, with them. And you see people hating others for that. That does not exist. It's not real. Something that you cannot prove, but you believe. You believe anyways. You say, okay, can you disprove it? Of course. As I said yesterday, if God exists, or if these spirits you believe exist, they should not need any middleman. They don't need anyone to speak for them, to fight. No. For the fact is, people that are doing it should teach you. It's a natural thing. But people begin to spiritualize it, religionize it, mystify it, all that. But it's a nature. It's people that does all that. If there is a spiritual world, you're not supposed to be telling me about it. Let the people in the spiritual world deal with that. I'm not in this is where I am. You say, okay, you are going to that spiritual world when you die. Have you died? No. So why are you talking about where you will go when you die? How are you living now? In your present, in the real world you are in. How are you living in it? How? You are not living well. You are living as a beggar. You are living as a slave. Having kings over you. Having presidents over you. Having governors over you. Having people over you. People that have the same thing you have. No, none of them have two heads. But you are living under them. And you are also believing that all of you will go to somewhere after death. So they are better than you in this world, but you believe after death you will go somewhere. Will they continue being, okay, they tell you no, they won't be better than you, all of you will be equal. Anybody that tell you that there's a place you will go, all of you will be serving one God in heaven, why they are living better here on earth than you, that person is a liar or a trained liar. It's either a born liar or a trained liar. There is no place you're going after death but here. That's why when you die, they bury you here. Nobody will be buried in heaven. Nobody will be buried in hell. The place you buried, that's where you are going to when you die. And that's where you were before you were born. That's why they bury you there. Even if they don't bury you, you decay and return there. It's a natural thing. No power can change it. No force can change that. So you should understand that. It's simple. Use your brain, reason. There is no truth that is beyond you. There's nothing you cannot know. If you can only use your common sense, there is no force that can beat common sense. No force. All this thing you're talking about, science or invention, innovation, all of them is of common sense. It's result of common sense. If you can think, that's why you see when people that make things, they keep trying until they find out, okay, this is how it works. It's common sense. That you fail does not mean, okay, you are a failure. No. You try again. You keep trying until you make it. Let me say something before I continue. Somebody said, I think that Dibia Ofia Folago, he said that, and our people believe such nonsense. He said, if you are chasing money, you don't find money, go chase marriage, go marry. Some marriage open door. It's a lie. That's a myth. And many people are living with such myths. You see a person that cannot take care of himself. He go and carry one girl. He says, my wife. And they begin to produce children they cannot take care of. They begin to beg for school fees everywhere. When the child is sick, they go to prayer section because they don't have money to go to hospital. That's why you see all these prayer houses or churches booming. Because poor people that cannot afford hospital, health care, or good living, they go to pray, wishing that magic will happen or miracle will happen and things will be going for them. That is why. It's not any miracle from any God. No, this is because of poverty. And those leaders are taking advantage of their poverty and their ignorance to reap them, rob them and empty their purse. No. You chasing money. You left your village. Why is there no money in your village? You go abroad to chase money. Or you say you chase it because we're not supposed to chase money in the first place. Especially people from my tribe, Igbo tribe. You see, they have destroyed us. Even when I was growing up, Igbo people were not chasing money like this. They were doing things. The main thing, what are you doing for a living? That's the main thing they will ask you. What are you doing? They don't want you to be a lazy person. They want you to be able to provide for yourself and your family. And that's why they only send girls to school. But boys, you have to find something doing because education will not feed you. Until now that they made us to embrace this corrupt system. So educated people are more respected. Educated people are making more money. If you don't go to school, they say your life has no meaning. Education is indoctrination. And that's why we cannot solve our problem. Because we are under education that is designed to brainwash us, indoctrinate us, and keep us good slaves. Who are our leaders? Educated people. So why are we suffering? So because they're educated, so they enrich themselves, enrich their colleagues and their cronies, people they use. They're the one enjoying life. And the poor masses that are not educated say echoing amen to them and supporting them. And when you want to speak the fact, even to help them, they say you are envious, you are jealous. Stupid. So they continue. So let them continue in their problem. For example, if I'm having problem and somebody come to help me, I say no, I don't need your help. Should I blame that person for not helping me? No, I'm the one that said I don't need it. So if people have idea that will make us be free or set us free, but we are not accepting that idea, but believing or following the ones that we believe, oh, they're educated, they're elites, that then like person like me, I will leave you alone. I ignore you. I don't care how you going, how you faring, what is that. I don't care anymore because you don't care about yourself. If you care about yourself, you will not be under anybody. The day humanity will understand this truth, we will stop having kings and presidents. All of us will become kings, queens, presidents, all of us. Then we begin to make laws that will work for, benefit all of us, work for all of us. I keep saying that. How can you tell me you put somebody in power and there is traffic, you're standing by the red light and they come with siren, the light is red, they're supposed to also obey the law, but because of the siren, that the one that made the law, they can pass through and go ahead of you, and you stay there on the red light and you say they are serving you. No, you are the one serving them. The same way like churchgoers are serving the pastors, religious people are serving their religious leaders, but they claim that they are serving those congregations. So back to what I'm saying, the guy talk about how God created solar. He can't answer what I'm saying, so because I know he cannot. I will always ask them simple question I know they cannot answer, because they are faithfuls. They believe without seeing. They believe without tangible evidence. And he tell them that blessed are those who did not see but believe. Say, you did not see evidence, you believe. That makes you stupid. But they say, yeah, you are blessed by being like that. You are blessed being a slave. You are blessed being loyal to lies. So the last thing that guy said to try to defend himself or to deliver himself from me, he said God is a mystery. That's why I asked this question: is God a mystery? You know, I don't ask this type of question maybe expecting Taste to answer me. God is a mystery. You see, so if God is a mystery, why are you worshiping a mystery? If God is a mystery, why are you believing in a mystery? Why? You're supposed to be knowing. You're supposed to have knowledge. The reason why you have your brain, you can think for yourself and make a quality decision for yourself, so that you don't become a victim. But you see, many people, many families are victims today because they believe without seeing. They worship what they don't know. So imagine somebody that he was talking about Adam and Eve, right? Okay. So I show him something in the Bible. He say, oh, you are living by the book. I don't live by the book. I say, you say you're not living by the book. It's the book that gave you the idea of creation, or the creation theory, Adam and Eve. And now, because I quoted that book, that maybe that part you don't like it, or you never read that part, you think I am a person of, no, I'm not a person of book, I'm a person of brain. Person of book will tell you there is God. Person of brain will tell you there is no God, because it is only in the book you see God do anything, but in reality God cannot do anything. So anybody that have working brain can never believe in God. Anybody that have working brain can never worship God. And look, everybody that is serious with belief and worship of God, they have mental problem, all of them. It doesn't matter who they are, whether they're educated or not. Everyone that believe and worship God and serious with it, they have mental problem. But those ones that don't have mental problem, they discard that faith and apply knowledge to achieve what they want. So they deny their God, they deny their faith, for them to have cars, for them to have houses, for them to have nice things of life. Because faith cannot give you those things. God cannot give you those things. It's knowledge that can give them to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? For a believer to own a car, for a believer to own a house, for a believer to build a house, they must deny God and their faith. They must do that. Because God cannot build that, God cannot buy a car, God cannot give them money. They have to apply knowledge, skills to do those things. So they deny God. They claim they believe in God, but in action, they deny God. If their God is real, they wouldn't go to hospital. If their God is real, they wouldn't need to spend any money to build anything. Their God will make them available. Did you pay any money for God to build a mansion for you in heaven as you believe? Did you pay God any money to create you as you believe He created you? So why are you building things and slapping God on it and saying it is God that did it or God that helped you? No. You have to deny God to do, and even to have a child. You say God gives children, but you need to find your opposite sex and have sex to have a child. God cannot give you a child. You must deny God to make anything, to make any change in this life. And that's why they tell you don't do that. But they do, you know, you don't do that. When they do what they say, it's God, it's God. So you say God is a mystery. Is God a mystery? No. God is a lie. God is the lie. As I already tell you about the original lie. The original lie is this: there is God. So if God is a mystery, why are you worshiping what you don't know? You see where they made Jesus the Jew in John chapter 4, I think verse 22. He said the woman tell Jesus, you know, he said, you people, you know, we don't do things with you people. And they say, Jesus said to the woman, you Samaritans worship what you don't know. He said, but we worship what we worship what we know. For salvation come from the Jews. But it's a lie. Because Jesus saying that the Jews worship what they know. Why in Deuteronomy chapter 4, Moses said that the Jews don't know what they worship. They only had voice. They didn't see any form. Read it. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 12 and verse 15. The Jews, no worshiper of God, know what they worship. They are worshiping a mystery. They are worshiping an imaginary being. They are worshiping something that people made up. As I walked them through with you yesterday, and make sure you watch that if you care about understanding God. They stand there with the sound they heard in their head, the voice they had in their head. It was word, the sound. Then the sound become word, the word. John chapter 1 verse 1. Then in verse 14, the word became flesh. From becoming flesh, they named that word in Philippians chapter 2 verse 9 to 10. It is people making up words and saying it is God. There is God. No, there is no God, because no God can speak for it, and no God can show up. So everyone that is speaking about God is speaking for their idols. They made that God in their image. They are the one that made that God. You say God is a spirit, yes, yet your book said that a spirit is sitting on a throne. You said God is a spirit, yet your book said that there are hosts of heaven standing on the right and the left hand of God. But you say it's a spirit. No one has seen this God at any time, including his son. A God that is a spirit has a son. And they tell you that no one has seen this God at any time. But they forgot, okay, he had a son, but no one has seen him at any time, yet he had a son. No one has seen him at any time. He had a son that he sent to declare him, not to usher him in, not to bring him for all to see. To declare word, 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 word. In the beginning was the word. Word existed before God. Do you hear that? He said in the beginning was what? The word, not God. In the beginning was the word, not God. The word existed before God and is the word that formed God. Without the word, you won't have God. So God is a mystery to them, but to us, God is not a mystery. God is the lie. I'm not looking for God. I know where God is. I am God. But the God they worship, I know where that one is. It's in their paper, in their book. It's in their head. It does not exist in reality. So my people, you who still believe in God, remember you believe in God out of fear and ignorance. God have not shown up and tell you, yes, this is me, worship me, I love you, I care about you. God never show up. God don't exist. It's either your parents or your guidance or your leaders, you know, people around you, people you met growing up, that one that I've been telling you about God. But in reality, the truth is this: there is no God. I'm not saying it in my heart to confirm Psalm 14 verse 1. No, I'm saying it with my mouth. There is no God. And if you say there is God, you are either a born liar or a trained liar. Which one are you? But if you are worshiping God or believing God, remember, you are worshiping a mystery. God is a mystery to you, but not a mystery to me. Because I know God. I don't believe in God. Because I know God. God and